welcome to another edition of the Front Row Roundtable Show. Glad to have you with us. Front Row Roundtable Show presented by Ralphie's. Joining me this week to have a little chat, the head basketball coach of Port Clinton, Mr. Von Graffine.
I enjoy coming. Thank you.
And to my left, or your right, star power this week. Voice of the Walleye and Mud Hens, Matt Melzak.
Great to see you, Norm, as always.
I do that to him all the time.
All the
He
time.
hates it.
Hey, can you come on the show? Sure, I can come on the show. Star power. That's all I got back. All right.
Star power.
Hey, all right.
Star power. That was what I texted you back.
Exactly. Two words. That was it.
When I got confirmation with your staff. So
Yeah, because you do have to go through my staff now to get to me. It's a beautiful thing once you get a staff. Trust me, get a staff. It's really key.
Let's start out here with a little bit of football, a little bit recruiting. And I saw this before we started the show and felt we had to talk about it. Jim Harbaugh has offered a 7th grader a scholarship to the University of Michigan to play quarterback.
It's the off season. He's in the news. Whether you're going to France or Italy, you're not beating Ohio State during the year. You're not beating Michigan State during the year, but you win the off season. Is this another way to get some recognition or notoriety or look at the Michigan football? Or, I mean, these kids transfer and change so fast anymore. Verbal means nothing. And even a signed letter of intent doesn't mean a whole lot anymore.
But we don't need college coaches recruiting 7th graders.
No, we don't.
We just don't. We don't need it. You know, there's a reason they did the one and done in college was they wanted to get the pro scouts out of the high school gyms.
Right.
That was one of the main reasons that they did that. And apparently this is okay, recruiting 7th graders.
Well, I mean, it happens in basketball still to this day. You have a lot of college basketball coaches that are looking at players that are that 7th, 8th grade area in college basketball. So it just only makes sense that at some point a college football coach would go to this route. Now, obviously, we know nothing about the kid. If he's, well, yeah, I mean, obviously, they're projecting that he might be really good at one point. So they're trying to get in early. And frankly, with the quarterbacks that Michigan has run out there, they might as well go after somebody that might be 5 years away still, 6 years away from actually playing or being part of their college. But I'm with you 100%. I don't want to see it happen. I don't want to see kids being recruited as 7th graders, 8th graders. Let them at least get to high school first. At least get an opportunity to play against high school talented players and see if they develop further along. But, I mean, I think the thought is right from Vaughn over there that, you know what, he's in the news. That's what he wants to be, because if you're talking about Michigan and you're talking about Michigan football, that helps him recruit other players.
Well, the Whitmer quarterback is a 2020 graduate, so he's entering his junior year, and he's been offered by a lot of the major schools around the country.
And that's fine.
But
some people understand this. What parents don't understand is there's a lot of elite camps going on at every college campus right now. They bring 200 football kids on, basketball kids, elite. You come there, you pay X amount of money. They're making their budgets bigger by you coming to their campus, but I'm not sure that you're being recruited by them even. But lots of numbers of kids go and pay money at these elite camps, trying to get exposure, and it works out for kids. Football is a little different animal than basketball for me. A great example here in town is Zeb Jackson, who started getting offers here maybe 2 months ago, and then now every day, every 2 days, somebody else jumps on board. You watch it all the time. I'm a basketball guy, so I follow basketball closer. Once one MAC school jumps in, they all jump in. Once a Big Ten school takes a chance, they all jump in. So, doing your homework on 7th grade kids, there's a lot of things to spend time on. How much time do you want to spend recruiting 7th and 8th graders?
Here's my problem on this, is that, and we've all been around kids and sports and coached and that type of stuff. When you got a kid that's in 7th grade and he's really good, what's usually your biggest problem? Trying to keep his head on straight. This does not help whatsoever. And already everybody thinks that they're gonna play in the NFL or the NBA or the major leagues. Boy, this doesn't help. How do you keep a kid grounded after in 7th grade he gets, personal visit by Jim Harbaugh and gets offered to play at the University of Michigan?
How does a junior high coach him? I had a young man years ago that my 8th grade coach at Bowling Green High School taught him the jab step, I think it was. And the kid says to the coach, "I'm not sure Patino does it that way." So that night he goes home and, yeah, I know it. And Coach totally wanted to kill the kid. The kid went home, watched the video, and came back and says, "You know what? That is how Coach Patino teaches it, so I will follow your." So how do you coach this young man in 7th grade or 8th grade? And to reel it in, so to say, and keep coaching and making him better. Once the parents or the kids know more than the coach, it's hard to improve a kid. When he comes hungry and big eyes, I've got a kid named Cooper Stein at Port Clinton right now, eyes and ears, and really pays attention and wants to get better. He plays football for Bo Carmen and basketball for me. Great young man, tremendous young man, and he listens and wants to get better. And he can't get enough. He's a sponge. How long does this kid remain a sponge to his junior high, freshman, JV coaches as he comes through?
And from the other side of the coin on this, when you look at you're a college, you're a university, you're a staff. You only have X amount of guys out recruiting for you, and you have a part of your recruiting staff is looking at kids that are in 7th and 8th grade. When we all know the Ben Roethlisberger story of all these schools in looking at every other player but him until he played quarterback as a senior, and there was only one school that actually talked to him prior to that, and that was Miami of Ohio. Then all of a sudden he's playing quarterback, and they're all like, "Oh, wow, this guy is really good." And he went, "Well, you know what? Miami of Ohio was the only one that actually had interest in having me as before I was a quarterback, so, the rest of you guys all goodbye. I'm going to go sign with them." There's so many kids that get offered late because they develop. There's no development yet to know whether a young man from 7th grade to the time he's a senior in high school is going to be really good.
Michigan
a lot
offered
of things
first,
happen.
so therefore the kid may come back to that,
Yeah,
like you were saying.
yeah.
And Roethlisberger was a wide receiver.
Right.
And the coach's son was the quarterback.
Right.
The coach's son goes to Division III and ends up being an All-American receiver. Roethlisberger was a quarterback. So what do high school coaches know? Isn't it amazing how they flip-flop, and you're right, Miami was first.
Yeah.
And he had tremendous, we talked about the MAC football quarterbacks here a few weeks ago on this show, and what a career he's had and continues to have.
Yeah.
All right, we'll take a timeout. When we come back, with Matt here, we got to talk a little golf. We got to talk a little U.S. Open and talk a little Phil Mickelson. I think may know where this is going. Anyway, all right, it's the Front Row Roundtable show presented by Ralphie's, and we'll be right back.
Bring yourself to Ralphie's. Yeah, it's that good. It's that good, no matter what your taste. It's that good. Come early, stay late. Burgers and beer, a shot of cheer. Great food and fun. It's that good here. Bring yourself to Ralphie's. Yeah, it's that good.
Save more at the Monroe Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Superstore when you drive home one of 4 amazing new models for only $178 a month. Drive home in a 2018 Dodge Charger GT all-wheel drive, 2018 Jeep Compass Limited, the all-new 2019 Jeep Cherokee Limited, or the all-new 2018 Jeep Wrangler Limited Sport 4-wheel drive 4-door. Call the Low Payment Kings toll-free at 1-888-4-DODGE-1 or check out hundreds of cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs at monroesuperstore.com.
Red Wing Shoes, a quality built to last, just like the legacy of service at your Red Wing Shoes dealer, North Reynolds at Bancroft in Toledo. Family owned and operated since 1982. 4 generations building a legacy of quality and service for years to come. Our sales staff has over 95 years selling and servicing Red Wing shoe products, and we have the largest selection of Red Wing shoes in Northwest Ohio. Irish Setter, Works, and our USA-made heritage shoes. In stock, no waiting. Red Wing Shoes, North Reynolds at Bancroft, where service, quality, and fit come first.
Powerbomb Wrestling is back in Toledo Sunday, July the 15th at St. Clemens Hall, 2990 Tremainsville Road. The Circus of Pain, Pedal the Killer Clown, and Genghis Clown will battle the PBW champion, the Bachelor Ben Boone, and his partner, Unchained Brandon Day, this time with special guest referee Bobo Brazil Jr. You'll see the tag team titles defended along with the women's championship. Doors open at 4, bell time at 5. It's PBW coming up on Sunday, July the 15th in Toledo. And welcome back to the Front Row Roundtable Show presented by Ralphie's. And don't forget, wing time at Ralphie's any weekday from 2 until 5. 10 count wings for half price. And if you're out and about after 9, want an appetizer or two, half price appetizers after 9 at all your area Ralphie's. All right, Matt's here. We're going to talk a little golf. It was part of the negotiation.
Yes, that my team
between-
approved the script ahead of time, so we're good to go.
You know, there's a couple of people that's going to believe that.
Yes,
So
there
it's
is. There's going to be some people that are going to believe that.
Should Phil Mickelson have been disqualified for hitting the ball while it was moving on purpose?
Absolutely not. He was given his 2-stroke penalty. Yes, he did go run and play the ball, and he was frustrated. He was upset. I don't blame him. The way the course was set up this week was ridiculous. Even,
Well, we're going to get to that.
you know, but I mean, just the overall of everything. When you see that many golfers struggle like they did, and Phil Mickelson's still a great golfer, and for him to just he knows if he doesn't go and hit that ball, it's rolling off the green. Who knows where it ends up? That's how ridiculous it was in the first place. He barely missed the putt. And it takes off, and it's going to end up being off the green. That is insane. So, you know what? He ran up. Yes, he did. He did it, the whole thing. He got his 2-stroke penalty. He finished with, an 8 or a 9 on the hole. I don't remember what he got now. So he paid his penalty for it, and that was it. I don't know why just because it's something that we would do on a regular golf course as an average golfer. I think that's why everybody's upset.
But you know what? Why do they set it up as a putt-putt course? You want your best golfers showing their best golf. Make a golf shot. He makes a golf shot. He misses a putt. He ends up close. To roll that far, they talk about that. Why embarrass the best in the world with your golf course like that? You get a chance to shine that golf course, and they made it really tough on a lot of golfers.
The problem I have with it, they always try to make sure they want the winner to be at even par for the U.S. Open. They want it to be the most difficult major. I get that, but there's a line that has to be where if you're penalizing a player for hitting a good shot, and this just doesn't go strictly to Mickelson here, and that's obviously what your topic is here, but overall, when you're penalizing players for hitting a good shot, then there's something wrong. If they hit a good shot, you should be rewarded. Now, if they hit a bad shot, if they miss the mark that they know they've got to hit it into, the window that they have to hit it into to get into a green, you penalize them. That's fine. That's the U.S. Open. Everybody gets that. If you miss the fairway, you're going to be in rough that is going to just crush you for the hole. I get it. But if a guy hits it in the fairway, it shouldn't roll off the fairway into the rough and penalize a guy for hitting it there, or hitting it onto the green and it takes off or comes back and rolls off. Yes, if there's a win, there has to be somewhere where they can put the ball where they can be rewarded for hitting a good shot. And that's what they missed on a lot of the weekend. They tried to write it a little bit on Sunday, where they made it a little, put the pin placements where, we would love to have.
Wouldn't be
them.
a tendency of rolling off that
exactly,
kind of thing, right?
Yeah.
All that we're missing was the clown's mouth.
Yes, the windmill, the clown's mouth, and anything else from Happy Gilmore.
Some people loved it. And I look at it and think, well, if these guys can't hit it on the green or hit it on the fairway, what chance do I have?
Well, think about it. What an average golfer, say a 10 handicap, somebody that's shooting 85 roughly, mid 80s golfer, and you go out there and you try to play that course. If you break 110, you've probably had yourself a heck of a day. And not only that, you're miserable the whole time. And now you can't get on a roll there. Nobody got on a roll.
That reminds me of playing Inverness.
Yeah, I mean...
no offense to Inverness.
No.
I don't belong out there.
Inverness is a great course, though. And Inverness is a course that could host a U.S. Open. It's that good.
But it seemed like every shot I didn't have enough club to get it over whatever I had to get it over.
And
the
you know
whole
what?
time.
Yeah, and you know what though? But when you play a course like that, you know. I mean, you know you're going to have to play it differently. For you had to lay up to everything, you know. And it's just that's the way a great course should be. And
I get
frankly,
annoyed with par 70. First of all.
yes.
So
not a
they're
big
kind of
fan.
like artificially making the score near even par
Yes.
just by doing that in the first place.
It's just a tough way to go and watch it on the weekend. You know, like watching the putts and the 3 putts and the 4 putts, and they shouldn't be. You know, being 6 feet away and getting a 3 putt, and that's putt golf.
Yeah, I'm fine with it being the most difficult tournament
Right.
that they play all year. I have no problem with that. But I just don't like to see players be penalized for hitting good shots. You know,
Yeah, make it
I mean,
narrow, make the greens postage
yeah,
stamps and
sure,
that type of thing.
absolutely. Force guys to hit really good shots. And you know what? If you want to stretch it out to 8,000 yards, wherever, which is the next where they're going, I mean, what was this one? Nearly 76, I think, 100.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a long. Yeah, you've eliminated 3/4 of the field in the first place. You've basically said guys like Dustin Johnson are the only ones that are going to compete because they can hit the ball a mile.
Yeah, see, you give all the advantages when you make the course longer
Absolutely.
to the big hitters.
Absolutely.
I remember back when people started complaining about everybody playing above the rim in basketball, and they tried raising the rim, and they found out really quick that gave more an advantage to the guys that were tall, not less.
More, right.
Yeah.
Yep.
But until we adjusted the size of the ball and those kind of things and made basketball fun again for small kids, how long did we, as youngsters, we played the large ball? And until the mid 80s at Michigan State University, where they adjusted the size of the ball, how fast. Look at the girls' game, much quicker it is, much more fun it is to watch. But it's going to 28-5 ball. It was a good move. But like he's saying, the fairway is one thing. The tight, the out of bounds, we get that. But to putt like that, to be a putt game on the greens.
When the greens are an upside down saucer.
Yes,
You know,
and it can roll. When you're ready to stop a ball and it rolls.
Yeah,
Off.
and that goes back to where this all started.
Yes.
or
with
in the
Mickelson.
water, or
Yes.
Right.
That's when he stopped his
exactly.
ball.
Yeah, that's why.
It
he
was his
just-
way
he
of saying,
had
hey,
enough.
you guys, this is your issue, not mine.
Yeah.
I did think it was funny to see the purists all flip their coin.
And he shouldn't have been disqualified.
Yeah,
I don't
and the
think
broadcast
disqualified.
where they were, wow, like, what, really? Like, they were all stunned to see it happen. And you know what, Phil Mickelson, I mean, yes, he's always been an emotional guy. That's cost him a lot over his career, that emotion, but it finally hit the end for him.
All right, we'll take a timeout. Baseball, rule changes are coming. This guy's seen some of them already, and we'll talk about that when we come back. It's Front Row Roundtable show presented by Ralphie's. We'll be right back.
Bring yourself to Ralphie's. Yeah, it's that good. It's that good no matter what your taste. It's that good. Come early, stay late. Burgers and beer, a shot of cheer. Great food and fun. It's that good here. Bring yourself to Ralphie's. Yeah, it's that good.
Save more at the Monroe Dodge Chrysler Jeep Ram Superstore when you drive home one of 4 amazing new models for only $178 a month. Drive home in a 2018 Dodge Charger GT all-wheel drive, 2018 Jeep Compass Limited, the all-new 2019 Jeep Cherokee Limited, or the all-new 2018 Jeep Wrangler Limited Sport 4-wheel drive 4-door. Call the Low Payment Kings toll-free at 1-888-4DODGE-1 or check out hundreds of cars, trucks, vans, and SUVs at monroesuperstore.com.
Powerbomb Wrestling is back in Toledo Sunday, July the 15th at St. Clements Hall, 2990 Tremainsville Road. The Circus of Pain, Pedo the Killer Clown, and Genghis Clown will battle the PBW champion, the Bachelor Ben Boone, and his partner, Unchained Brandon Day, this time with special guest referee Bobo Brazil Jr. You'll see the tag team titles defended along with the women's championship. Doors open at 4, bell time at 5. It's PBW coming up on Sunday, July the 15th in Toledo. All right, welcome back for our Roundtable show presented by Ralphie's. I'm Norm Waymer, Von Graffine, Matt Melzak with us this week. All right, rule changes are coming in Major League Baseball. When and where and which ones, we'll still have to wait and see. But changes are coming. I want to touch, since he's seen this already and broadcasted games with the minor leagues. If there's a lot of people, granted, not around in extra innings in minor league baseball games, but it's the 10th inning, right?
10th inning.
Now, if it's a tie game, 10th inning,
Tie
obviously
game.
it'd have to be 10.
Yeah.
Obviously it'd have to be tied
Yeah.
to go to the 10th.
But 10th inning, you start the runner at second base. The man who made the out in the previous inning. So whoever makes the out in the top of the ninth starts at second base. Now, it's not like there's an out already on the board or anything like that, but it does start a runner at second. And I like this rule a lot, especially in the minor leagues. And I'll tell you why. Because I've seen too many games already that go 14, 15, 16 innings. And there's nobody left. There's the staff, the official scorer, the broadcasters, and then a handful of people watching a game. Probably you, and that's about it. and because you hit to that point in the game, it just gets to be too late. And people are like, okay, enough. So you keep a lot of people through the 10th, and then you get to the 11th, more people leave, 12th, etc. You've been there. You've been at some of those games where it just takes so long. Not only that, I think last year I can think of one time when the Gwinnett, at the time, Braves were in town. And we ended up going to a game, got into like the 13th, or I think it was the 13th inning. They're warming up a position guy in the top of the 13th. The problem is they score a run. They have no other pitchers left. The guy who was pitching had already pitched 2 innings. He's a 1-inning guy. Had already given him 2 innings because of the extra innings. So they get the lead. Now you're in the dugout going, well, I have the lead. I can't throw a guy who hasn't pitched since high school out there on the mound. So he runs his pitcher out again. Who says, yeah, you know what? I'm good to go. I can throw you another inning. Day later, DL. It's just because he pushed him too far, and he ended up having a long inning, and now it's like, oh, hey, I'm stuck. So now you're talking about injuries, you're talking about these things, and we've still had some games in the International League this year have gone 12 or 13 innings because each team is scoring, and then it just pushes it along. But I like the fact that they're especially in the minor leagues where you don't have that pool. Major leagues can call guys up. Minor leagues, it's harder to get 2 or 3 arms the next day.
Yeah, I want to delineate a little bit here, too, because I was 1,000% against this when I first heard that they were rolling.
And so was I. I don't like messing with the rules and records and those kind of things.
And then I was watching a Thursday night game on the MLB Network, and John Smoltz went in favor of this, which surprised me a little bit, too.
There's another one,
but
Tom Brenneman of the Reds broadcast, same thing.
As Smoltz says, and I think it's a very compelling argument, especially in the minors, it's a developmental league. Scenarios just like you laid out there can put guys on the disabled list, that type of thing. There won't be hardly anybody in the stands, especially a weeknight game. There won't be anybody in the stands by the time you hit the 12th, 13th inning. Hockey changed. That was a rough transition to go to the shootout.
Yep.
But now everybody sticks around for the shootout before they go home.
Right.
So I think on the minor league level, I think there's some compelling reasons to do that. Major leagues, I'm not convinced.
You still get a position player to end up pitching in some of those games. Leland talked about being a manager in the Rockies and giving up 8, 9, 10 runs at home. You can burn through your pitching staff at home and then go on the road as a Colorado Rockies coach and have no pitching staff left.
The difference between the two is if you're at the major league level, you can go, okay, I just used 8 pitchers. I used my entire bullpen. I used a starter. Maybe you get one of those that goes 18 or 19. All of a sudden, your starter for 2 days from now is used, and then now all of a sudden, where do you go? Well, I just go down to my AAA team or my AA team, and I grab an arm that comes up and helps me out, or a guy can start, and then in a couple days my bullpen will reset and I'm okay.
See, they
it's different at
changed
the
those
major.
rules.
It's different at the major league level than it is the minor league level. It just makes more sense at the minor league level.
They've changed the major league rules though, because now we're seeing relief pitchers start games and bullpen days where just the bullpen pitches and there really is no starting pitcher. I hate that. I hate it. I don't think it'll work. But they've changed the rules. You get a doubleheader, you get to call up a 26th guy.
Right.
It used to be you had, I think, 3 options on a player. And now you have unlimited options. You have so many years that they can be optioned in the minors, but inside of a season, it's unlimited. And plus, we're way overdue for expansion. Way overdue for expansion. Because as kids, pitching staff had 3, 4, 5 good pitchers, maybe. Unless you were the Baltimore Orioles in '71 with 4 20-game winners. Now, you got 8, 9, 10 guys on a staff that can throw 95. And they need expansion. They need to thin that out a little bit.
Noah Ryan threw 250-some pitches one night.
236, I think.
236 it was?
Yeah.
And
He
again,
struck out 19 and walked double digits or
right,
something like that.
But he had no pitch count growing up. He didn't throw a curveball as a 4-year-old like some of these kids are doing now. But now with the pitch counts and the kids coming through and the DL and losing a guy who's trying to develop and trying to make go, when's his agent say, hey, my guy's not throwing in extra innings? It's part of the contract.
But Nolan Ryan probably doesn't count in any argument.
Well, and
he was a genetic freak.
Yeah,
Probably
he
really
was
doesn't count.
he was a little bit different. But another reason that you needed to have this, especially in the minor leagues, is because of the pitch count factor. And you have so many young players in the developmental side, what John Smoltz was talking about. So you have so many pitchers now that can't go over 100 pitches. They get to 95, they're done. 100, done. Maybe 102, maybe 103 if it's, middle of the season. But most teams now are saying you can't go over 100 pitches. So you have a lot of starters that are only going 5 innings in the minor leagues, maybe 6. So now you're already 1, 2, 3, maybe 4 relievers in before you've even gotten to extra innings.
Good call.
So there had to be some kind of give. The rule that has made the biggest impact on the game is the visits to the mound rule has made the most difference in all of the games. All of the games are going much quicker now, especially the minor league. We have more games under 2.5 than I've seen going all the way back to 2010. And I think it's that rule. They don't just arbitrarily go out and talk.
But me, I don't count either because I don't care how long it goes. So, all right.
Very true.
There are a bunch of other rules in that, but we are out of time.
And see, time is becoming a factor in baseball.
Time is becoming a factor, especially now. All right, Powerbomb Wrestling coming your way at 2 a.m. If you can't stay up, DVR it. If you can't do that, well, then you can catch it either on our YouTube channel or fight.tv. But we got to get out of here. For Matt Melzek, Brian Graffine, I'm Norm Weimer. We'll see you next time on the Front Row Roundtable Show presented by Ralphie's.